Hey everybody, Brickhouse here, and let's talk a little Blue Beetle, shall we? Now, I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll get to it sometime this week, maybe I won't. But superhero movies, there's a lot of apathy towards superhero movies right now. Um this has been going on probably since I would say the Eternals. Sure, there's been some movies that have done, 750, 800 million. Guardians did, I think, 800 million at the box office. Guardians 3. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's where it ended up. Maybe it was 700. I don't remember. But Blue Beetle. Whoever thought it was a good idea to do a Blue Beetle movie needs to have their head examined. This just goes to prove that the DCEU or DCU or whatever you want to call it is just in a freaking mess right now. There are going to be some outlets that are going to try to spin this. They're going to try to spin this and say, "Well, look, Blue Beetle beat Barbie this week." Barbie's been out for 5 weeks, folks. It was bound to get beaten at the box office at some point. Now, we have some different takes. First one here is from Variety. Blue Beetle stumbles with $25 million debut, ends Barbie's 4-week streak. Okay. This one here, Blue Beetle barely buzzing past Barbie after $10 million opening day. Okay. This is more apropos. Blue Beetle has second worst DCAEU debut. This is what the headline should be everywhere. But instead we get stuff like this. Blue Beetle squashes Barbie, tops box office with slightly buzzy 25 million opening weekend. Again, the mainstream media, the mainstream press is going to try to talk this movie up. I mean, they have tried to talk this movie up. But here's the reality, folks. This is what they're not going to tell you. So Blue Beetle did 25.4 million its opening weekend. It was projected to be somewhere between 28 and 30 million. Missed those projections. Worldwide, it did 43.4. Okay. But we're focused on the domestic right now. Let's compare that to a movie that has a similar size as far as the production budget and had a similar opening weekend. So here you have Shazam, Fear of the Gods. Shazam had a $125 million budget. Blue Beetle, $120 million budget. Blue Beetle opened in 3,871 theaters. Shazam opened up in 4,071. Pretty comparable. Here's where it gets really good, though. Blue Beetle's first week out the gate, domestic box office, 25.4 million. Shazam week 1, 30.1 million. This spells trouble for Blue Beetle. This is another bomb from Warner Brothers. So again, I ask, who thought this was a good idea? Well, James Gunn, he's running away from it now. James Gunn came out and said, well, this is one of the last DCEU movies, but the Blue Beetle's going to be part of the DCU. So he's kind of distancing himself a little bit. So from Joe Blow here, in our projections from Thursday, we posed the question, can Blue Beetle narrowly defeat Barbie? The comments were filled with people who found the question preposterous, saying, no way Barbie falls to the Beetle. Well, it did. I think Barbie did 21.7, somewhere in that range. I mean, it's bound to happen. Although Blue Beetle will have the distinction of becoming the first movie to knock Barbie off her perch, it isn't all good news for the first mainstream Latin superhero. Now, I like Zolo Maraduena. I like Zolo. He's great in Cobra Kai. But I just don't see, this movie has no legs. This is a secondary hero. This isn't a Superman or a Batman or a Wonder Woman. Opening with just 25.4 million, that opening represents the second worst opening in the entire DC Extended Universe. Technically, Wonder Woman 1984 did open worse with 16.7 million. But that opening has a master of asterisks next to it, as that opened day in, day out with HBO Max. It was during a time when barely anyone was going to the movie theaters because of the pandemic. It's just been a steady slide for the DC brand. And next up is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yikes. James Gunn is going to have to make the best Superman film of all time if he plans on washing away the bad taste the DC Extended Universe has left in fans' mouths. Yeah, DC's in shambles. As for the Blue Beetle, the film seems to be dividing audiences between those who have found it fun and those who felt it was the same old superhero drivel we have seen a million times before, with the B+ cinema score. The same score as Shazam! Fury of the Gods, released earlier this year. And Gran Turismo opening next week. Now, Gran Turismo, according to Chris Score from Film Threat, it's an enjoyable movie. So, I have to wait and see on that one. Now, the folks over at Joe Blow expect this movie, Blue Beetle, have a similarly large drop in its second weekend. The real question will be if the new DC regime sticks with its hero for future adventures. Warner Brothers and the new heads at DC have done a good job in promoting these films before they hit theaters, and then when they underperform, everyone just pretty much shuts up. For The Flash, it made sense to promote the film before it opened and then write off their troubled main star once that one went sideways. For Blue Beetle, there may be enough to salvage with the talent assembled for this potential franchise that we may see Zolo Maraduena's Jamie Reyes back on the big screen at some point in the future. Yeah, you may see him at some point in the future, but I don't think it's going to be in a sequel. Gotta remember, sequels are dictated for the most part by money. That's my opinion. So, I'm not going to go too much deeper into this. I just wanted to point out that here we have a secondary little known character released in a feature film that, hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. And I'm not the only one. There are others out there, other creators, and I can go right down the line. Nerdrotic, as Heels versus Babyface, Ryan Kindle, RK Outpost, Young Rippa, Yellow Flash, you name the YouTube creator, and they will all say the exact same thing, that this film was destined to be a flop. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Comment down below, tell me what you think. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, hit the notification bell to get notified when my content becomes available here on YouTube. And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch. I will see you later.